Hi, it's Paweł, and as for this video, I will talk about service discovery. As for the purpose of this application, I have prepared console support, Consul+Fabio as a load balancer, and what I have implemented is a simple register and deregister support, which is further just a set of two REST calls where we can register our service with /register endpoint to console. What do we need to pass there is just ID, which is some arbitrary but unique value, some name that we can find it by, an address and port, which will be actually useful to forward the request to the right place. We also have some tags where most of them will be arbitrary, but if we want to work with Fabio as load balancer, we need this URL prefix tags to tell Fabio what kind of endpoints can we expect in this application. It should be unique for the service. And considering important things, we have a check that is nicely supported by Consul and also required by Fabio, and it tells us if the application is up and running. Here I have implemented only HTTP1, which means that every interval the console will try to reach the endpoint that is defined here. In this case, it's /health. And if this call returns an expected HTTP code like 200, then console assumes that the service is okay. It also supports a few more types like TCP checks. But I have decided to keep it simple and use some endpoint that we already have opened anyway. Also, we have an option to deregister our service, which is quite useful if we shut down it. And it's also just a put with the register path and the name of the application that we want to clean up from console. So it also knows that it doesn't need to check for the status of this service. Okay, so we have it implemented. We could start our application and register it, and how such a console and Fabio interfaces would look like. Let's switch there. We have our console, and we have a few services registered. We have console itself, we have Fabio, and we have our API with, as we can see, that URL prefix tag. If we get further here, we can see the instances running, so it supports some scaling as well. If we had more instances of it, it would also discover it. We don't have anything here, but it's not really important for this case. We could put more data in our payload, but what I did is quite enough. And for each instance, we have a listing of health checks. Here we can see our HTTP1, which tries to reach that /health every 10 seconds, and it does obtain a 200 code, so the service is okay. What else we have? We have some metadata listed and tags, which aren't as well as much important. We can use it to further identify our application. Okay. And one more thing here is Fabio, which contains a routing table. Fabio basically opens a single IP plus port configurations from which all these registered routes will be available. In my case, it's localhost on a port 8888, and by calling such host plus port plus, for example, API v1 resources, it will be further forwarded to that resources manager API on the port 4000. So we don't need to know all the services or all the IPs, all the ports. We can work with a single one, and it simplifies a lot our work. As for the communication inside or outside of the network. Also, it allows us to register only some of the endpoints for such external access, while we would keep some private ones that we don't want exposed on that single public port, which further has some nice impact on the safety of our services. So thank you for the attention, and welcome you to check my other videos. Bye.